So I have listened to you on other podcasts. We've had a session together as well. So I've gotten to know you pretty well. And another way that you sort of describe this is breaking it down, the heart versus the mind. And I think that you've described it very beautifully when listening to those other podcasts. So what does that mean for you when you're talking about our heart's desire versus our mind's desire, or those two energies?
Yeah. So definitely discerning like the intuition with the ego. That's kind of how I've pieced it together. And it's funny because those are my two worlds, right?
Yeah.
The ego mind, which can be diagnosed, right? Which has all these codes and things to it. And then the also equally as, or if any, more intelligent, the heart. So the heart is where our intuition lies. So every energy, psychic, loving or negative, comes through that space. So like with Reiki healing, it's not our energy, it's universal energy, and it comes through the heart into your hand. So it's really like just kind of like our mind is our computer. We're interpreting things. So it's just our second computer, but this is the OG. The heart is the OG.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So when someone comes to you and says, I've been feeling this way, or I've had this impulse, this desire, but I don't know what to do with it yet. I haven't been able to act on it because I don't really know where it's coming from. Do you have any tools that you usually recommend to be able to help them distinguish where that message lies or lives within?
Definitely. So there is a practice called EFT, which is called emotion focus therapy. And I've kind of freestyled it really just into honestly, energetic work, which is, putting your hands on your heart and tuning into your heart, right? Calming that mental chatter, because oftentimes we think our mind is the truth, and so, but our heart is like saying, no, this is fear, right? So, so there are, traditional tools and then non-traditional tools, but you guys are the guru here. You're telling me what I can do to help you. And in that sense, making you guys your own psychics, making you guys your own, instruments to learn, and helping you kind of break through any mind blocks.
Yeah.
With, the reprogramming of the subconscious, that's another tool, as well as really just, tapping and tuning in.
Yeah. And so when you and I had our session, we did a little bit of everything. Yeah. We, did the mediumship. You gave me a lot of that psychic guidance, messages from them. We've talked a little bit about like that life coaching based on those messages. And then we also worked on some spiritual healing. So as you're referring to before, you'll get some sort of indication of potential blocks in chakras. And tell us a little bit about the spiritual healing side, because for me, that was extremely profound. I had never heard anything like it. And to be honest with you, I love this stuff, don't get me wrong, but I was a tad skeptical only with it being virtual. You were in Maine, I was sitting in Massachusetts. I was like, not that I don't think that she could pick up on something over Zoom, but I was afraid about the healing aspect, not being, doing it through a computer. What is it, first of all, for people, and like how does that process kind of work? Because it was just outstanding.
Oh, thank you. I'm so glad you felt it, and during.
It was so wild. She was like, close your eyes. I'm like, okay. And then you're just kind of like, do. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I was like, wait a second.
Yes, there it is. Right. Right. I played it simple. I guess everything is energy.
Yeah.
And so that's what it is. Like, it's really like I am, in a session, I'm connected to you. And so that, was made apparent, I guess we'll say, with the evidential mediumship. So I was connecting to you and your team, and then also to your energy field. And so that can be done distance.
Yeah, it's incredible. Yeah. And then we can talk about it. So you picked up on a block in my throat chakra and also in my sacral chakra. And so there was a little bit, what was it on the side here, like under the rib cage?
Yeah. It was in the back, which was receiving on your masculine energy.
Okay. So, and you were able to kind of tie in why I might be having those blocks from past things in my life. But when you started with kind of hearing those messages, but then also seeing the colors, since each chakra sort of has a color. So the throat is blue, the sacral was orange, and you were able to, that's how you fill in the gaps. Like we were talking about putting those pieces together. But how does the healing itself actually work? How do you break through those blocks?
Right. Yeah. So the how, again, is just divine. It's just universal energy. And so once I'm connected to you, we could say like energetically clean or clear with my high vibrational, it's not mine, right? But, it's the high vibrational energy to replace that energy once it's cleansed and cleared. So it is kind of like, washing a table, right? So the energy is the Windex. So we found the spot and then we, sprayed it with Windex, which is potent and powerful, right? And then we wipe it off, and that's the energetic clearing.
It makes you think of when you just said that, my big fat Greek wedding, when the grandfather is like putting his elbow in the Windex.
That's what he was doing, energetic healing.
I love it.
On her face, yeah.
But yeah, it was just so.
Yeah.
I don't know how else to say it besides profound, but and so powerful. But you essentially, you were connecting with some of my team, like you said, and you asked for permission. Hey, Tracy's here. She's looking for some help with this and some guidance from you, and she's ready to move forward. Is it safe? Is it appropriate for us to heal this block? And can we do this? And you really worked with them to do it together. And it was just so neat to see that happen. And it, like you said, there's not anything so wild and extreme and crazy about it. It was just a conversation, but it was the steps of getting there to figure out where we needed to focus on, and then asking, and it's kind of like most people, when you manifest, when you're asking the universe for something, it was like you're asking this energy and these spirits to help us, because that was something that I couldn't do without you, and now we could kind of all do it together. And it was just, it was almost instant, almost immediate. Totally. It truly was. It was fantastic.
It is so fast, and that's why I add like faster, like in like my offer and my pitch, because it really is. And then once we cleared that and we were able to target it, we can move forward. Because we finally it is layers at times, right? Especially if it's past life. So yeah,